What we doing, Kevin?
Good luck trying to understand me.
I'll translate. Good luck trying to understand me.
Yes, yes. Oxalic acid treatment.
Alright, so he's doing an oxalic acid treatment where we do it with the lid on because we want to keep the fumes in. Oxalic acid is a naturally occurring substance in the wild. Certain ants use it to ward off predators. You know what? I'm not wearing a mask like Kevin, so I'm going to step out of the way. The stuff smells nasty. Now, of course, I walk around and film. Alright. There we go. And what is the purpose of this treatment?
It kills mites, and when we inspected the bees yesterday, we found that they're broodless. And so this is when it works good because oxalic acid kills on contact. And so perfect time to go ahead and treat and knock out any mites.
Alright, I'm going to step back and clarify what we just said. Our hives were broodless. He said that's the perfect time to use this type of treatment as it kills on contact. And obviously, if you got cat brood and there are mites inside, the oxalic acid isn't going to do any good. So, that is why we are using this particular treatment. Alright, oh look, he's doing my job. Gotta pause the movie. Alrighty, so we're doing the oxalic acid treatment here. I want to do a quick video on this one, like kind of like a before and after. This one has a removable, hold on, I gotta put this down. This one has a removable bottom tray, which, scrape it off as best I could. So we're gonna do a treatment and then check on it in a day or so and see what all falls on it.
Yep.
All right, have at her. Goes without saying, whenever you're dealing with any kind of chemical, definitely safety first. Kevin's got a breathing apparatus on. I'm using gloves when I'm handling it, and definitely staying upwind from fumes. I'm actually going to get myself a breathing apparatus too. So, never be too safe. I mean, you want your lungs to last forever. Right, Kevin? All right. We'll keep you posted.
Beautiful day in the bee field. So it's, well, I guess technically it'd be about 26 hours since we did oxalic acid treatments. Just watching them chase off a potential robber. Anyways, so we did the oxalic acid yesterday with the lovely assistance of my beautiful wife. And now we're going to see if there's any mite drop 24 hours later. And let's see. Nothing catching my eye immediately, which is great. Yeah, okay, there's one. Right there. Interesting. Okay, so we got one drop, and kind of be interesting for me to put this back and then see in 48 hours what the result is. I'll discuss it here on another video, but I actually got the report back in from the USDA out of the 8 colonies that they sampled out of this yard, and I am very, very pleased with what they found, or the lack thereof of what they found, viral-wise, infection-wise. But I just, after you experience high losses a couple of times, well, especially last year was really the big one. I'm kind of the one who goes hyper paranoid, and so even with this, just seeing one mite drop, my mind immediately goes to, well, it might be good, but also what are we missing, or what might be else may be going on. So we'll check it back in another 24 hours, see if there's anything further. But I mean, look at the beautiful, just beautiful flight activity here. Some of these nukes just doing great, bringing in some pollen, which, if I had to guess, would probably be from those crocuses, yard crocuses that we have here. But anyways, yeah, so over and out from this experiment. A little addendum that would be good to do as part of the video after we're doing the oxalic acid treatment was I actually just received this 2 days ago, my health report as far as viral loads that they sent over to the National Honeybee Survey, or as part of it. And the yard that they came out and tested is the yard that you see us do a lot of our videos in. It's actually the yard that you just saw where our nukes are that we're overwintering. And this was done in July, so it's a bit past already. But I found it pretty interesting. So there was 40 colonies, nukes, in our apiary at that time. They tested 8 of them. The interesting thing is so Washington State University came out and did these samples to send to the national report, and then they also did a breakdown report at their own local lab. I know in their local lab that they did find, I think it was 1 or 2 Varroa mites out of the 8 colonies they sampled, which obviously was good. On this sample, they say, or the samples that were sent to the national, the USDA, and to this National Honeybee Survey said they didn't find any Varroa, which is great. They did find one of the colonies had deformed wing symptoms. Sample size 848 bees. I can't, scientists are something else. I really can't imagine sitting in a laboratory counting bees that have been soaked in alcohol and dissecting them. Thank God for the people who do that. Personally, it would drive me insane. But anyways, 848 bees sampled. Total Varroa mites, 0. Varroa load, mites per 100 bees, 0. Nosema load, millions of spores per bee, 0. I like that. I like all zeros there. And then interestingly enough, okay, so pathogen target copies, my percentile. So this is what I found interesting, what I wanted to share with you. And that is, as far as Varroa loads, here's the different percentiles nationally since January 1st, 2018. Our samples ranked 0 out of 1,449, so we're off the chart. As far as, well, we're on the chart, we're at 0. Nosema levels, 0 out of 817. This is our line right here. And here is the here's the viral, where we are virally. We ranked, what was it, 378 out of 2,521. So all around, incredibly good report on the health of our bees. The reason that I wanted to share that with you, obviously I'm proud of it. We worked hard. We worked really hard to get readings like that. But so far, so when they came out, we had 40 nukes. at the yard right now, I think we have around 31 or 32 colonies. So I think some of those I must have culled because out of the 20, or I mean, out of the 30, 31 colonies that we have currently, we did find one dead out. There might be more, but we found the one dead out. I didn't open each one of them, but you could see bee activity. The one that was a dead out, I had my wife kind of look through, see if she could diagnose what had happened. I was doing something else, and she found 2 queen cells, and all the bees were gone. And so I have a feeling what happened is that they went queenless, and then because of that weakened state, probably yellow jackets robbed them out late fall, because there was just no bees in there, and combs were clean. But so far, I'd have to calculate it, but I mean, our survival percentage got from fall till now so far is in the high 90s, and I mean, like I've said before, things happen, and so I'm not going to do. I think Ian said he'd like to see my victory dance, so I've been doing stretches, yoga, and exercises for that if occasion calls for it. But I'm going to wait till beginning of April before feeling overly confident about this. But what this report reiterates to me is how daggone important it is to stay on top of your mite control. Our main business, of course, is selling nukes, and it really, really bothers me to see people spending the money that they spend on bees and then having their bees not make it over the winter. I joke and say it's good for my business, but really it's not, because I mean, for me, when a person buys bees from me, I want it to be a very long and prosperous journey for them, and it's very discouraging when you're putting out money for nukes every year and seeing your bees die. I'm sure many of you listening to this video know exactly what I'm talking about. So just once again want to reiterate, go back, watch these other videos as far as what we're doing nutritionally and also treatment wise for our bees. And it's not by any means a silver bullet, but it is going to definitely heighten it's going to stabilize your percentage of loss every year. Every year you're going to lose bees. I mean, things happen. But the more you get on top of the nutrition and get on top of the mite treatments, you're going to see your percentages as far as losses and survival stabilize a lot more. So anyway, just wanted to share that with you, and we'll catch you again soon. Okay, so one more addendum, and my apologies that this video has been a bit chopped up, but kind of gives you a view of my day. How it goes. So this is 48 hours after the oxalic acid, and only one other mite has dropped, which, like I said, on one hand it makes me feel kind of good, but at the other hand I'm also cynical of wondering if we, well, here's my biggest doubt, is that as you can see, the top of this nuke has, it's pretty open, and so, obviously to a screened bottom board. And so the thought that goes through my mind is, did we get the vapor caught in here well enough for it to distribute across the cluster and the bees, which like I said, kind of makes me wonder, are our mite counts really that low, or did we not apply the oxalic acid properly? So I don't know. I mean, that's one thing that, I talk about the horrible results I had with oxalic acid, but at the same time, it works. There's way too much records and whatever else it's called. Sorry, my brain's just drawing a blank here. What is it called? Documentation? Yeah, documentation. We'll go with that word. Documentation for the last 15, 20, 30 years, at least 20 years though for sure, showing that it has a very good kill rate for mites that are exposed. So might come around, do another round of it. I mean, that's the other thing about it. It's cheap. I mean, I think a 10-pound bag of oxalic acid it cost me $20 or something like that, and that'll treat thousands of times. So anyways, so that's the update from here, and yeah, bye.